Hey, what's up, guys? This video is going to be a bit of a boxing theory video, talking about jabs, how to throw jabs, more jab theory, more advanced techniques and strategies with jabs that I know a lot of people out there know about, but it's going to be great for a beginner to learn. But as well, if you're an intermediate boxer, there's probably something you could take out of this as well. If not, provide good feedback to all of the things what I'm going to say. So why throw jabs? Obviously, it's a good way to gauge distance before you throw something like a cross, so you know where you're in range. It's a good way to blind the person, to get like a jab right in front of their face, and then there's going to be a punch behind. It's a good way to set a timing, the rhythm of a boxing match, which is more the advanced side of things. It's not necessarily a beginner necessarily at least is conscious of. But as well to throw devastating punches as well, to set up punches, set up combos. Often not always starts with a jab, but also to do damage for the person. Like a well timed and placed jab can do a lot of damage, especially if you're able to throw it right. Okay, so let's talk about how to throw jabs. Okay, I'm going to get in. I should talk about different types of jabs. You know, you can slip jab, you can body jab, you can up jab, flicker jab, etc., double jab, feint jab type things, right? So there's all different types of jabs, but one thing they have in common is that like how you properly can throw one, like the body mechanics of how to throw one. And this is a part that if you're a beginner boxer, you might not know totally. Okay, so like all punches, there's something called a kinetic chain that happens. Okay, and people teach that like you step and you punch at the same time. No, there's actually like a small delay that happens. So it starts from the feet, then goes to the hips, like the pelvis turns hip towards the person, and then the shoulder turns, which is going to be the most important thing, and then the arm comes. So to first learn how to jab, it's almost like, imagine you're like that wacky inflatable arm guy who's at car dealerships, right? Well, just swing your shoulder and let your arm just like kind of like a wacky arm kind of go out by itself at first. Okay, just practice the loose arms, because this is going to be how you throw a jab that has some snap to it and like whips. It's like a whip, because you know when you whip something, first you go like this, right, and then it's like a split second later, then it snaps. Well, it's going to be the same with your body. You whip and then the snap. Okay, and when it snaps, it's going to be the connect chain is going to become tight, so it goes loose to tight. So okay, so once you get your shoulders and you're able to throw that wacky inflatable arm kind of thing, that's the best way I can explain it. Loose arms, noodle arms. But then you put actually a punch kind of behind it, and then it extends out like this, and at the very last second, your hand pronates. Okay, and in that pronation, then the knuckle kind of comes down at the same time, and when it comes down, you tighten up. So it's loose to that last second where it snaps. And I know Russians used to practice like with just a piece of paper that hang, just to get that snap. So you whip that piece of paper. Okay, but you can do that with any bag as well. But it's really key to just have that loose whole body into it, starting kind of from the feet to the hips to the shoulder to the extending your arm, to then turning your arm, to then turning your knuckles down to hit like on the sweet spot. Okay, if you can get that, so it's just like a nice whip snap, you can get really. The key is here that you can throw them fast. Okay, and you're not telegraphing it. So that's the other thing that I should say, is that there's going to be different starting positions of where your hand is when you throw a jab. So one is like in a high guard position, which is probably, I'm going to say, the first that generally people do learn in. But also you should learn with a jab, like your arm already halfway out. Okay, like it's like not starting the jab from up here, up close. It's like you're already halfway in between the other person, because there's times where you kind of meet them in the middle and then you throw something. But as well, there's ones where you like you feint, or you throw throwaway jabs, and then you come halfway back, and then you throw again. That's one I catch a lot of people when I'm sparring with, because if you just you're setting up the timing, throw a jab, maybe 5 seconds later, throw another jab, 5 seconds or so later, throw another jab, and then a few seconds later, throw like a half jab, and then another one right behind it, right? Pa-pam! Now you can get people often with that one because it throws their timing off, okay? That's one. Two is throwing body jabs. I like to do kind of like the peekaboo style, but I'm sure it's what a lot of people do, which is you like hinge at your waist, so there's like a big slip involved at the waist while you turn, and like literally my hand is like that, so it's not like that when I hit them, it's like that. And that's a good one, because if you can hit a good body shot jab in the solar plexus, then that's going to really stun them. That can really hurt them. It's a good. If you can land a good jab on the solar plexus, they're going to be potentially hurt if they're not used to it, especially. And it's a good one to slip, because you can slip through their guard, because there's a lot of time people have trouble guarding their solar plexus, the middle of their body, especially if you feint one up top and then you throw one down below. You know what I mean? They get their guard up, and then they leave themselves open down below for bam. And it's one where then you have to be careful though, because you could be in position to get countered yourself. So you got to move afterwards, which I guess I should talk about is jabbing and moving. So you can throw jabs by slipping one way or another, which you got to be careful when you slip to the left on the jab, because then you're set up potentially for their right. But at the same time, you can do that and then roll the other direction, right? So you can throw that slip jab and then roll, and then be cocked and ready for a potential straight or hook or whatever. Uppercut could be a number of things. The other thing I should mention is the jab being set up for what's coming next. So the classic is a 1-2. You know, the jab setting, and it's even blinding the person for that 2 coming right behind them. And another Russian technique that they use with a piece of paper is they put it up against like a brick wall, and then just be jabbing and straighting and not letting the piece of paper fall. So it's like one's coming right behind the other one. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It's keeping the paper up so it doesn't fall down off the wall. So there's that. But there's also, you throw one upstairs, which could land, but it doesn't even necessarily have to. And then what I like to do is then hit with the other hand one down below with like a hook to the body or something of that sort. So it gets them to react to your jab. And if you throw a few jabs and you see how they react to your jab, then you know if they leave their body open, and then bam, right to the body with a right hook to the spleen or something like that. Okay. The other thing I should mention is with moving is you want to be jabbing on the offensive, but as well jabbing like on the defensive, like jabbing on the retreat. So say you come in and you throw like a nice hook uppercut combo, a nice Lamborghini red one just drove by me, really nice one. So you got them on the ropes and you throw like a few hooks to the body head or something, right? And then it's time to move. So you might do a pull back, okay? Well, when you pull back, you might throw a jab just to make sure that they're not going to come and attack you at the same time once on your retreat, right? So you're maintaining that distance on a retreat, throwing jabs as well. So that's going to be another key thing that you can do. Like, so how to practice that is jabbing while stepping back and jabbing while stepping forward, obviously, and then also working angles and then jabbing as well. Like when you're shadow boxing, that's the perfect time to do that. Okay, but that's one that I recommend, even for if you're an intermediate. I'm sure a lot of you are doing that. Is just go to a combo bag or like a heavy bag and throw nothing but jabs for 3 minutes. Nothing but them. Do like three 3-minute rounds of nothing but jabs. And you don't have to go like super fast or anything, but do it proper. Like the technique I was saying where you whip it, get that whip. If you want to see a good example of that, there's this one video of Mayweather just throwing jabs, just whipping them. They're lightning fast. And if you got one of those landed on you, I guarantee you you're going to be hurt at very least. So, or if not knocked out from him anyway, right? But and just look at his body mechanics. Look how he snaps that punch, right? Also, I was talking about Floyd Mayweather. He's often known for a Philly shell, even though you see him in different types of guards. But if you want to throw a Philly shell or kind of more of a cross guard, it's a good way to throw that up jab or flicker jab. So it's coming from outside of their line of sight more, because if the jab's coming from up here, you know what I mean, that's generally where their eyes are, in this general area, right? But if it's coming from down below, you can throw that flicker jab up, and it's already downstairs to your hand, so it's also good for throwing that body shot because it's already there, right? So I guess that's just something noteworthy to talk about. Now, in application, it's not just the theory, but you want to put it into practice. Practice being sparring. Okay, use the jab, but I would use it also to set the timing, right? As I was saying, but then throw the odd feint jab in as well. So it's not even like you're throwing a jab every time. It could just be like you're just pretending to throw a jab to set that timing, right? And then actually throw a real jab, or like I said, throw the double jab, or do a throwaway jab to a cross, or whatever else, right? In that way that you're kind of unpredictable, and I would keep that lead hand moving all the time. Like my coach, he does something that's almost like a tomahawk and things. He's always moving, his hand's moving. So when you actually do throw something, it's not like you're standing still and then you throw and then they react to you all of a sudden moving. It's like you're moving the whole time, almost, right? So then all of a sudden when something does come at you, it's very much less telegraphed, right? Because it's kind of camouflaged into all the other movements that you're doing, if that makes sense. Okay. Anything I should mention else is, it's just, as everybody probably listening knows, it is like one of, if not the most important punch to throw, because it is your closest arm to your opponent, and it's the closest distance from point A to point B, point A being your fist to point B being their face. The last thing I'll mention is, once you've got a good handle of boxing orthodox, I'm going to say for a few months or so, switch to southpaw and start throwing that way as well. Maybe even it's something that's to do relatively earlier than later, just so you don't want to form bad habits or something like that. You want to form how to throw on both sides, because if you're able to switch back and forth from orthodox to southpaw, I think your game will go up a little bit better, and you might be surprised, because since the orthodox is, you're probably right-handed, and if you throw actually southpaw and you're right-handed, then that jab's going to be the stronger of your hands, right? It's not going to be your gimp hand no more. It's going to be actual strong hand. You'd be surprised how start snapping those ones. Like if you change up in your sparring round in round 2 or something to maybe a little bit of southpaw and then start jabbing with that hand, it'll throw them off. And you might throw one that actually connects that'll do some damage. So I think that's what I'll mention with jabs. The art of the jab. It's pretty much the basic theory and put it into practice. But yeah, there's a lot of boxers who don't just use the jab as a setup punch, or as just they use it as actual main punch and to actually do damage. And if you get that style, what I was talking about, where you can whip them with speed and you connect proper with one, especially when the guy has his chin up or something like that, or if you get him the solar plex, you could do some definitely damage with the jab. Don't underestimate the jab. It's a good one, right? So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments section below what your thoughts are about this video. Like always, peace.